From the outside, it doesn't look like much. A child, a laptop, maybe a headset, and hopefully Wi-Fi that has decided to cooperate today. But once that learner logs in, a much bigger story begins. Because online learning isn't really about putting a lesson on a screen. It's about what happens to the learner on the other side of it. But here is something the learner may never see. Their lesson started long before they arrived. A teacher has already been thinking, what are we teaching today? What should this learner already know? Where might they struggle? What example could make this easier? What question will tell me whether they actually understand? Because teaching isn't opening a textbook. Page 47. Everybody read. And hoping understanding happens somewhere between paragraphs 2 and 4. Good teaching is intentional. The examples, the questions, the practice, even the mistakes we anticipate. Before a learner sees the lesson, someone should have already thought about the learner. Then, the learner joins. And this is where something important should happen. The child should not disappear behind the screen. Ask, answer, write, explain, try, make a mistake. Why did you choose that answer? That question matters because a correct answer can sometimes hide misunderstanding, especially when option C was selected by divine revelation. So, we don't only want the answer, we want the thinking. Show me, explain it, try another. Learning becomes visible when the learner has to do something with it. Then, the learner gets one wrong. And strangely, that can be one of the most useful moments in the lesson. Because a mistake tells us something. Maybe they misunderstood the question. Maybe a foundation is missing. Maybe they know the concept but rushed. So, instead of simply saying, wrong, the answer is B, we ask, show me how you got there. And sometimes, right there while they are working it out, you find the gap. So the explanation changes. We draw it, simplify it, use another example, and go backwards when it's necessary. The lesson adjusts because the learner has told us through their mistakes what they actually need. Then, eventually, the lesson ends. Bye. See you in the next class. Laptop closes, but learning doesn't always finish because the meeting ended. Maybe there's something to practice, a lesson to revisit, a recording to return to, a question that appears later. Because naturally, children remember the question they wanted to ask approximately 7 minutes after the teacher has left. This has happened again and again and again. That is why the learning environment around the lesson matters. Resources, recordings where available, practice, communication, and even parent support. The class may have a closing time, but the learning journey doesn't always obey it. From the parent's side, it may simply look like today's lesson is done. But we are watching something else. Did the learner need fewer hints today? Did they attempt before asking for help? Did they correct their own mistake? Did they explain the answer instead of guessing? Did they actually ask a better question? Sometimes progress is a score, and sometimes progress sounds like, wait, don't tell me, let me try. That sentence may look tiny, but something has changed. The learner is beginning to move from help me to let me think. That one is the real transformation. So, what does a good day inside the Shammah Online Academy actually look like? A perfect lesson? No. A child who gets every question right? Definitely not. Maybe it's even simpler. A child understood something today that confused them yesterday. A child asked a question they were previously too shy to ask. A child tried before asking for help. A parent didn't have to become the evening math teacher. A difficult topic became slightly less difficult. One small step, and tomorrow, another. That's the Shammah Online Academy we are building. Private tutorials, exam preparation, recorded learning, homework support, holiday programs. Those are the things we offer, but they are not the reason. The reason is the learner. Because the best learning support shouldn't make a child permanently depend on support. It should gradually help them stand more confidently without it. So, perhaps the best day inside the Shammah Online Academy isn't the day a learner needs us the most. It's the day we notice they are beginning to need us a little less. That is the whole essence of our vision here at the Shammah Online Academy.